No jumper, man. It's T-Rell. We back. I got my co-host here today, man. A little homie AD.
You served me already.
And I got a special guest with me here today, man. A special guest, man. By the name of Calmatic. You know what I'm saying? Director, entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Model.
Dinner at Disneyland.
Rapper, actor.
Rapper.
My boy, Calmatic, man. How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. I can't believe I'm here, and it's weird because when I hear others like interviewing with Adam, they be like, "Yo, I can't believe I'm here." I'll be like, "With this white dude, like y'all so hyped about being on this couch," but you know, I fuck with y'all, bro.
Adam got a shot. And 3 minutes in.
No, but it's but it's true. I be like, damn, y'all really fuck with Adam like that, but like I get it because I really with y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest, I listen to a lot of podcasts, Combat Jack, Joe Budden, you know, Brilliant Idiots, all that, but y'all might be my favorite podcast, bro.
So you like the Black No Jumper?
For sure, bro. Yeah, all day.
We the best.
And then to be honest, it is weird because like I can't believe I'm talking to T-Rell right now because I remember seeing this nigga just around LA and being like, yo, like
here we go.
That's grimy.
I ain't gonna say,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like even nah. No, it's just like even before the Tyga shit, like it was just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like he just looked mean, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just like to be honest, like that was a reason why I with the podcast, because y'all kind of like I don't want to say
the dynamic,
y'all
man.
y'all normalize like quote unquote hood and show like a more like, you know, quote unquote normal side. You know what I'm saying? And it's fun to watch and it's cool, bro.
I appreciate that, but
Yeah.
I don't appreciate you walking around here calling me grimy.
I didn't not grimy, but just like oh shit, like you know what I'm saying? Like
Thought I was.
yeah, nah, he ain't.
I was playing.
Look at you now, man. You know what I'm saying?
He's a good guy now.
Everything,
I'm
man.
up here smiling with y'all.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Nah, for real.
Yeah, I was that up of a person.
Well, that's the thing. I never knew what you did. You just looked like you did. Like that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. You know.
And then come to find out, he in the garage with his homies and they practicing their moves and shit. You feel me? To come out and intimidate.
Oh, I see. I see what he said. I get it.
Cause I mean, because we got that certain dance.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah.
And then he was like, "How y'all know how to do that? So crazy." I said, "Nigga, we used to practice that." Like, we used to
I think I did see a video of Mac Wap with Q in the hotel, like just dancing. You know what I'm saying?
You have to practice.
You gotta practice that shit. Like, ain't no way Smack
Ain't no
practicing
way.
that in the mirror at home, bro.
No, he probably is.
That shit too
Yeah,
good.
what?
Yeah, he is.
The moves is too crazy.
Too crazy.
Like, it's too like it's 1, 2, 3 steps.
Smack be ready. When any party happen, he be ready.
I follow him on the gram. He gonna be in the movie one day, bro.
You gotta put him in the movie.
For sure putting
How you talking
Smack
about
in
he
the
gonna be in the movie one day? Like you ain't a director that put in movies.
I'm for sure putting Smack in the movie.
You hear that, Smack?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Movie coming.
Calmatic, man. If y'all don't know, my man is really. He really came up from the bottom, homie. You know what I'm saying? He really came up from the bottom. Like, this is real. You the real definition of making it happen and reaching a pinnacle that, like, you know, we will only dream to reach, especially as a black man in this entertainment industry. You know what I'm saying?
In
like,
Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles.
Yeah, no, it's a real. I'm blessed, bro. But you know, it's every day. Like when I create, like my goal is to like, you know, make sure that people see people like y'all because that's what inspires my creativity. It's not just like I'm some like, you know, nigga that got these genius ideas. Like I'm referencing the culture. Like when I see y'all talk on No Jumper, I'm taking that lingo, I'm taking that energy, and I'm trying to find a way to put it on the big screen. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole approach to filmmaking.
So you got a movie coming out right now, and it's House Party.
Yep.
And AD's a part of it.
AD, man. AD got
AD's a part of it, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
AD
man.
has got the single.
Hey, I got a part in there, and my boy said, "Oh, we want you to be. We need a song in there too." I said,
Yeah. So AD plays a baby daddy in the movie.
Oh, he's already that.
2 times.
Oh,
2 times.
I'm saying he playing himself.
He a baby daddy, but also like he got a song. He got a song in the movie too. And it's just, you know, this film is like, and I'm not saying this because I'm from LA, but this film is a LA story. You know what I'm saying? It's about two dudes who throw like hole in the wall functions. You know, we all been in them functions at whoever house, and you see Smack dancing in the middle, like them functions. They try to raise money to throw a party. They get beat up by the bullies, and they can't throw the party no more. So they side hustle is they clean houses, and they end up cleaning LeBron's house. And LeBron is away on vacation, and so they decided to throw the party at LeBron's crib. So they invite all the homies from Western and all the homies from the hood, or Fig, whatever, you know what I'm saying, to the hood, all the way to the hills. And I know that sound like a weird, far-fetched concept, but like that's some LA shit. Like only in LA could you be on Vermont and look up in the hills and see the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And actually go there.
And go there and be 20 minutes away from LeBron's house. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a very unique LA story. You know, I don't know what's going on in Nebraska, but niggas in Nebraska know what's going on in LA.
He do another shot. Pop, pop, pop.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it was, you know, my challenge was to like really tell that LA story, how we grew up, you know, being from where we from, and then trying to live that life. You know what I mean? Mix in some implants, some people that's coming to LA to live that Hollywood life, throwing some celebrities, throwing some, you know, function. Like it's that energy, man. So it's gonna be dope, man. It's really something for the world, but it's really something special for LA people for sure.
Yeah, you got a unique eye, man, and you really know how to capture, you know what I'm saying, the essence of everything that is LA. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching you too for a long time, not knowing that I'm watching you. Like, okay, like that's Calmatic. Like he did that. Like, I didn't even know who the fuck your name was.
Yeah.
But I just knew, like, oh, he did that, or he fucking with him, or he did that. Like, okay, this is crazy. Like, so, you know, like, I know, like, everybody should be appreciating this nigga right now. That's
Real
from Los
shit.
Angeles. Like, if you know, the younger generation, because sometimes, you know, our younger generation be lost as fuck, you feel me? And they don't be knowing shit. So we gotta stay in tune with what's going on and our pioneers, you feel me? Like, and you one of them guys. Like, you've done so much and you've been through a lot. Like, but you know, like I always start off, you know, with on No Jumper with like, okay, well, tell me your from the beginning, you feel me? Because so we can enlighten these kids so they could go start doing their backstory, because these fans right here, when they go dig, you know what I'm saying, and they go do their research, these motherfuckers is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, Calmatic be already.
It's over. You just said it now.
Hey, like Smack said, I come in peace.
Yeah, like, yo, put my nigga on the Reddit.
Yeah, they gonna flame your ass.
Yeah, my nigga married and all that.
I come in peace. I come in peace.
Yeah,
No, but you know, one thing that I think is dope too, people like you show the youth that you don't have to be a rapper and a ball player and fall under that stigma. Like, you went from shooting music videos to directing movies.
Yeah, and just kind of tying it back to like the beginning, like, you know, I grew up in LA, South Central, Inglewood, kind of all over the place. But I think like a big part of my journey is when I was in elementary, I went to this after school program on 91st and Western. It's called Al Wooten Heritage Center. And it was one of those like...
Is that by Jesse Owens?
Right by Jesse Owens. It's crazy because G.I. Joe used to go up there with me. So like, that's the kind of place it was where it was like keeping kids out of the street.
R.I.P.
And this is when I was like 9, you know what I'm saying? And they had a computer lab. So while everybody was playing basketball, shooting pool, you know, doing whatever, I was the kid in the computer lab trying to figure out like the computer, you know what I'm saying? Going on the internet, playing with software. And like, by the time I was like, you know, out of elementary, I was like a tech nerd, like back in the day, like right when the internet like really blew up. So I was just always this tech nerd, and that kind of, that curiosity with tech led me to music. And so, you know, I found out how to like download Fruity Loops, and now I'm a producer. So I'm making beats. I'm trying to be the next Kanye, the next Ninth Wonder, you know what I'm saying? And so I started meeting music homies. So, you know, I came across people like Overdose, Casey Veggies, Dom Kennedy, just on some music shit. But at the same time, I'm the tech nerd. So when I'm in the studio and they need somebody to like design a MySpace page, I was the dude that did that. When they needed the album cover, I was the dude who did that. And it's funny, me and my boy Byron, like we pieced up, we put together our money, we got a camera, and we was like, yo, we gonna start a business. We gonna start doing album covers, we gonna start doing, you know, flyers for parties. Like I did Dom Kennedy first album cover, Casey Veggie's first album cover, designed You and I's MySpace. Remember You and I? And so anyway, you know, and that's how I got in with Overdose. I was just like, you know, the homie that was making music, making beats, but I got this camera, so I'm taking pictures. But then one day, long story longer, I went home one day. This is off of like Florence and Normandy when I was living over there. Somebody broke in my crib.
Took all your shit.
Stole my camera, stole my laptop, stole my speakers, stole all my equipment. And then my mom was like, well, you know we got renter's insurance. And I was like, okay, cool. She was like, what kind of camera did you have? And I was like, oh, I had like a little Canon Rebel, you know what I'm saying, a little small, little SLR. She was like, no. What kind of camera
You had the one.
I had the red cam.
Yeah, so instead of telling her I had that little camera, I told her I had a Canon 7D.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Now we way past the whatever that is. It's funny. My mom, she'd be like, "Don't tell nobody."
I'm gonna say lemonade, go get your ass.
You know, we did that, and then instead of telling her I had a little Dell that could like barely hold a charge, you know what I'm saying? You have to like duct tape the charger to the computer. I told her I had a brand new MacBook Pro, 17-inch, extra hard drive space. You know what I'm saying? So now, when I go back to the studio with the homies, I'm filming them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with Overdose every day. I'm going to these shows in Leimert Park filming Anderson Paak when he first started off. And I'm like, yo, let me film the video. Let me practice on y'all. Let me do it for free while I figure this shit out. And it just so happened that Overdose, who was my homies, they just so happened to be some of the most talented artists ever. And so I was able to kind of practice my skills with some super dope artists, and in return, they was getting dope videos.
Hold on, before we
already know.
but before we get into Overdose, rewind. We going back to high school. We going back, you know what I'm saying, just when you graduated.
Yeah.
I'm saying, when did we fall in love with music and want to become a rapper?
Man, I mean...
Oh, you trying to skip past that.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, I said it. I used to make beats and I used to rap, bro. I used to really be a rapper.
Yeah,
like
spit this.
Never. No.
Nah, you was in the video. You was going crazy.
Oh, you see, y'all?
Yeah, I see you.
The funny thing about
Hey,
him,
Josh, pull it up.
The funny thing about him saying that is that he for sure asked somebody about that shit or did some research or something,
I
bro.
definitely did some research.
But I used to rap, bro. I used to. I'm not telling nobody my rap name. You gotta figure it out. I'm sure the Reddit probably gonna figure that shit
Renter's
out.
insurance.
They on your ass up.
But yeah, man. I mean, that was my thing. I was really rapping. It's funny because I was at the Pit. You know,
the Pit.
I wasn't battling, but I was actually beat battling at the Pit. You know, in West LA. I was doing the beat battles because they had those before the rap
They
battles.
definitely had that.
You know what I'm saying? And I performed there a couple of times when they changed it to this spot called the Spliff. It was the same place, but it was rapping there. So yeah, I used to rap, bro. I'm on a couple of mixtapes here and there.
You was cool though.
Which
you wasn't
mixtape?
even nasty. You was cool.
Yeah, I was
cool.
tight. It's funny because I got a homie, my homie Chris, who was a writer for Insecure. He used to rap with me back in the day too. And it's funny because we'd be like, man, these niggas don't know. Like, we got way more
They
bars
really
than all
get
these. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can really rap, you know? And it wasn't like, some like, I'm a rapper. Like, I was really like spitting, trying to be like miracle type shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny because that's kind of like what influences my filmmaking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just like, oh, I'm a filmmaker. I'm just doing the bare minimum. I'm approaching film as if it's music. And it's a little offbeat, you know, a little more like technical, you know, type of shit. And that's kind of how I, you know, find my rhythms and how I edit videos and how I do everything. It's all done with a musical sense. Like, I'm not like a big film dude. Like, I don't know about every movie, every actor. But I kind of like to say that I'm a rapper or a producer or a hip hop head that just so happens to be making film right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with Overdose, you said you had a good time with them. Like, you did a lot with them. They taught you a lot. You know what I'm saying? I really love that group. I wish they could have stayed together. They had so much fucking potential. You know, like, and then you was just that one to just like skyrocket out of there. Like, do you still keep in touch with them and still like kind of like try to mend things together?
Yeah, bro. I mean, in House Party, Kent and June, they got songs on the soundtrack.
That's
June
right.
is in House Party. Cream is in House Party. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Overdose. Like those are like not only were they the best group or whatever, but they still are the best group. Especially, I don't want to make it like a LA thing, but like there hasn't been a group to come out of LA with that type of energy, bro.
Did you do that video where they had the eyes poking out?
I did every video.
I'm trying to make it sober, mama.
Yeah, Pasadena, Lauren London.
Wait, am I wrong? Dub was from Overdose, right?
Yeah,
shout out to Desto Dub.
Like Desto Dub
was
like
from Overdose.
Desto like Overdose used to say the word like Des. That was their whole little thing, and it was Dub and the homies.
I know him as Tapman Dub.
Tapman Dub. We got videos.
Tapman Dub before he was Desto Dub. So when you wearing your cough syrup, the homie know how to do tattoos.
Yeah, even the cough syrup thing like that thing that went viral when he was like, getting hemmed up by the cops. That's off a lot of cough syrup. Like that was at an Overdose video. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's all connected. You know what I'm saying? I think the thing about Overdose, bro, to this day, we be listening to unreleased music they got with Pharrell and all these dope producers. And it's just like, it's still the best. And I think it's funny, back in the day, I remember we were talking to Taz Arnold, right? I know you know Taz.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And, I remember we came to Taz because we wanted to work and we was like, yeah, man, like, this music we got, man, this shit is like ahead of its time, bro. We on some future shit. And I remember Taz telling us like, that's cool, but you don't want to be ahead of your time. You want to be right on time. And I think that's just what it was with them. They was just too ahead of their time, bro. Like the world wasn't ready for that concept. Like they had a comedian in the group before Watts Homie Quan and Ha Ha Davis, and we was doing skits in like 2010. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was just all like, it was a lot,
The fashion was
them
crazy.
videos,
the fashion, the
June
visuals.
was crazy. Like,
them videos was amazing
On
though
some
back
LA
then.
shit, like they all went to Audubon, you know what I'm saying? These is like hood LA niggas that's like way more advanced than Outkast, you know what I'm saying? Not to mention the producers who went on to work with Kendrick, and it's still something that has yet to be matched. And to be honest, I tell them to this day, like, I know Kent doing his thing, June doing his thing musically, but if them niggas decided right now to just like get back and become a group, they still could get it popping for sure.
They
For
definitely can flirt.
And Dub, you got to come back too.
Yeah, Dub, like think about all that quote unquote clout that has like, me, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing the videos, like we lit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's one of those things where it's just like, I think the experience of being with them it was more important than the actual music. And I think the brotherhood and like, us knowing each other and the friendships, like that's something that we hold dear versus like what we actually accomplished and like, where we are now.
I know you had to have a team with you because like what went into that process, what I'm saying, creating those treatments for those videos, because you just kept getting better and better and better. Was that just all you, or was just like a collective collective ideas?
I mean, to be honest, some of that shit was just me, but then a lot of it was like Kent or June just being like, yo, I want to fly on Crenshaw. And I'll just be like, how the fuck I'm gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to use, so I would figure it out. So we would spend days on days like trying to figure out how to make this nigga fly on Crenshaw. And then if you look at some of the videos, it's a scene where they on the Crenshaw wall and then they fly into the sky. Or Kent, he would just come up with ideas like, yo, I want to be a werewolf. Or even to this day, Kent would call me and just be like, yo, I got this song. I want to be on a horse driving down Slauson. Like with like flames going, and I just be like,
horse driving.
and like it sound crazy, but like we can do that.
Visually,
you know what I'm saying? And so
look good too.
they kind of challenge me, and June, how crazy June is. He'll just send me a picture of like some weird shit and be like, "Can we do this?" And I'll be like, "I don't know, but let's try it." And then within that process, we would find something else that's unique, and that's what we would do. You know what I mean? So. It was definitely everybody putting their heads together, just trying to figure shit out, bro.
But so did Kendrick hit you, being inspired by Overdose videos, or was this before?
It was around the same time. Like when I started working with Kendrick, I was just a fan. I remember when he first like changed his name to Kendrick. That was my first time discovering him. And I literally hit him on Twitter. It's funny because I think the tweet is low-key still up, but I tweeted him like, "Why are you so underrated?" You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Man, I don't know. The industry just need to catch up with," you know what I mean? Just like some responding to his fan. And then I was like, "Well, I do videos, bro. Like I'll do it for free. Like let me know, hit me up." And then I met with him, you know what I'm saying? I forget where. I met him in Carson at the, the top
at the old
spot.
studio.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then I shot 2 to 3 videos with him back in the day for free, and that was just
like that monster video,
freestyle.
Yeah, that monster freestyle.
Cut
that
you
was
off.
cool. Yeah, then he really started getting like the artistic level was just like on a whole nother level too. Like, and I know he wants to be super involved in everything he does too. So, like I was asking you about the treatments, like, did you and him come together? Because I know a lot of artists, they'll probably take they'll take your lead on shit, but then you got artists that's like, you know what? Nah, me and you gotta come, you know what I'm saying? Come together and do some shit. Like, is Kendrick like that?
No, well, you know, Dave Free is also part of the creative process, right? And like over the years, I've been in touch with Dave because, like, you know, that was my last video I did was the Monster Freestyle, and then he just took off. So every album, I'm hitting Dave up after the album come out, like, yo, bro, I got this treatment for this song, and nothing would happen. And then the next album come out, yo, I got a treatment for this song. So I was been trying to get videos with Kendrick ever since then. But then when Morale came out, I just kind of like sat back and was like, I'm just gonna be a fan and just like, you know, take this shit in. And then next thing you know, I get a phone call, like, let's do a video. And I had to kind of like, oh shit, kind of scramble. And you know, he didn't really give me, to be honest, I think over the years we've been keeping in contact and I've been showing him all my work. So he knows that I'm capable. So he kind of trusted me to just kind of go crazy and come up with my own concept. And I think that the thing that I learned with working with Kendrick this time is that, like I said, I hadn't seen him since Monster Freestyle. You know, like when was that? Like 2011 or something like that. But I would see him on TV, you see him in the magazine, you see him in the videos, and you like, man, this nigga Kendrick is like glowing up. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not the same Kendrick. Like he's locked into a different mental space, and he's just like way better than all of us. Like he on some whole other shit mentally, right? And I remember being on set, you know, when we did Rich Spirit, and you know, after a couple of takes, we was just sitting there, and I was talking to him, and I was looking at him, and I was like, looking at his face, and I was like, man, this is the same nigga from 2011. He ain't changed.
Not one bit.
And I think people think that, you know, you have to like lock in and like, you know, cut your hair off and dye your hair and like get a tattoo or do whatever to like reach this level of like whatever, you know, level that he's on. But it's like, nah, he's been doing this same shit the whole time. And I think it's consistency. That's what got him to where he's at. And so it kind of like reminded me, like, I ain't got to be the perfect director. I ain't got to be the perfect filmmaker. I just got to show up and keep trying and keep trying. And the next thing you know, people going to look at me and I'm going to be on No Jumper and they going to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you a legend, you a GOAT. But
with
it's
this
like,
grimy ass nigga.
Yeah, but or even, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, he's the same exact nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't changed.
At all.
And that's the same thing with me. Like when I did these movies, when I'm doing House Party, I'm approaching it the same way I approach my Overdose videos, where the actor would come and be like, yo, can we fly up the stairs? And I'm just like, shit, I don't know, let's try it. You know what I'm saying? It's that same mentality. And, you know, I might fail. It might be weird or, you know, niggas might think the movie is whatever, but I'm still continuing. I'm still on my journey and, you know, who knows where I'm going to end up.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that because, you know, it be a lot of scrutiny out there when you remake movies.
Oh, bruh.
You feel me? Like, because it's like The Little Mermaid. Oh, they don't like that. Even though it's just like
That's
not a
'cause
remake.
it's a black girl.
But still, like, we finna do like iconic shit.
Yeah.
This is like some shit that, okay, maybe, I don't know, but it's a wobbler.
It is a wobbler.
It's a wobbler.
It is
so
a
how
wobbler.
do you feel? Like, how do you take that? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of shit on your shoulders to take. You feel me?
It's cool, bro, but like I'm sure y'all know with the Reddit and all that, but like even with Twitter, it's like people just be talking, bro. And you know, and like to be honest, the average nigga that go to the movies like on a Saturday ain't on Twitter. So you can't look at that as like that's the general consensus. But, you know, as far as like people not liking the remakes, I think that's just a sign that they low-key old. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't for you. You think when the original House Party came out, 35-year-olds was running to go see that movie? No, it was like teenagers and like, you know, college kids. And you'll never see the college kids tweeting about, oh shit, they remaking the movie.
Look at Top Gun. They was like, oh, they're gonna do another Top Gun. They was like, oh, I don't know about this, and it came out,
bro.
and it to me is better than the first one.
Bro, that shit was good.
It's an amazing movie,
Bro, and but even like and it's interesting too, because like even the movie House Party, right? Like that is a movie that should get made every 10 years because all it is like a snapshot of the culture at that time. imagine if they made. I mean, they did make a lot of house parties. Like I think this is low key like House Party 6.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
For real.
Yeah.
One, 2, and 3 is what we fuck with.
Yeah, but also that's because that's when we started like getting older. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, to be honest, the last house party was like kind of weak, like just like not good at all. But I feel like 10 years from now, it should be a house party where they playing the music that generation listens to, and in 20 years, you know what I'm saying? Every generation should have their own house party. Why not?
But I had an idea a long time ago about a house party movie involving Chris Brown and Tyga. They took this to Jamie Foxx. Now
Okay.
Calmatic, you feel me, is doing a movie house party.
That would have been cold too.
I think Calmatic took my idea.
Hey,
man.
you for sure wrote yourself in the movie.
It was a bunch of stories. Like I think people were saying like Ray Shrimmer was supposed to do it, or like even it's funny because people like to this day be on Twitter like, man, they need to remake House Party. They need to make the Baby, the Bully, and
I mean, because it's like around 2015, 16, like everybody was big, but like kind of like still on the same level playing, level playing field. So like a house party, like, and old house party, everybody was in that bitch. TLC was going crazy.
But that's what this movie is, bro.
Immature.
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of cameos in this movie, and I know that's like, oh, it's a bunch of cameos, but like
you got a lot.
But I know, but it's the right cameos. And once again, nigga, it's L.A. Like it ain't nothing to go to a house party in the hills and see a bunch of celebrities. Like that's regular.
That's normal.
That's super regular. And so I think like that's what I wanted to do. And you know what I'm saying? That's the that was the goal. And then kind of going back to the remake thing, like I'm remaking White Man Can't Jump, or I did that.
That T-Rell is in.
Yeah, T-Rell and DoKnow got a spot.
Man, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm glad there's people out there like you, because when I pulled up, she was like, "This your trailer," and I'm like, "Okay, I got a trailer. Is my name on that bitch?" She was like, "No, your name ain't on it yet. It just said Talent 3." I'm like, "Fuck it. I wrote my name on that."
You still a nigga though. You still a nigga.
I wrote my name on it in
still a
Sharpie.
nigga, for sure.
And she was like, "Okay, well, you go to wardrobe. You can get your hair cut. Here goes some, free food. We're gonna have the security walk you down." I go down there, Calmatic. He like, "Okay, sit down here." The director. I'm like, "Oh, bitch, I'm balling." 2 seconds in the movie.
No, you got a good part of the movie, bro. Like I know it felt like 2 seconds, but you play like when shit hits the fan, it's because of T-Rell. Like T-Rell
In real life?
he instigated.
Oh my God.
Fire starter.
He's the reason why shit hits the fan in the movie,
right.
which is so funny.
He keeping it authentic.
And yeah, so it's funny because like that's my whole approach to like filmmaking, right? It's like I'm just referencing. I mean, to make it a musical thing, I'm sampling like my life and like what I look at and my experiences, and I try to like flip it into something on the big screen. So when I think about when I'm reading the script and it's like, yo, there's a dude with his phone instigating the fight. I'm like, who could do that? Like, who do I know that could be an instigator?
This
you know
man
what I'm saying?
right
I'm
here?
like, boom, T-Rell. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy,
and,
bro.
That's dope, though.
luckily I have the power to kind of like, cast who I want. And I still made him audition. Like, he had to like do his little thing with the phone and everything.
Hey,
But
the funniest shit, he showed me the line. And he said it in like 30 different tones. World star, world star, world star.
Oh, yeah.
world
No, just all jokes.
World star.
All jokes aside, when I got on set, I was like, "Damn, I'm finna be in Transformers after this, cuz."
Nah, dog. Nah. I mean, to be honest, bro, like, it's funny because, like you really did a good job, bro. Like, and DoKnow did his thing too, bro. Like, DoKnow got a dope scene with Andrew Schultz, bro. So it's like,
That's
it's like
fire.
him, Jack Harlow, and Andrew Schultz, and like he did his thing, bro. And it's like, when we tested the movie with the audience, like he got a really big laugh. And then also once he came on screen, when they saw him, you would hear people like, "Oh shit," like, "Oh, is that DoKnow?" You know what I'm saying? So it's once again, it's like, this is the culture, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's my responsibility to make sure that the culture that we know is like presented to the masses, bro.
A rewind again. So we go rap, we go director. But when did you figure out we wanted to go movie director? What brought you over that? What brought you over the top there?
Well, I mean, so, I was doing music videos, and like the more success Overdose got, they got signed, so like the budgets got bigger, and I was able to develop relationships with other artists, like other bigger artists. So started working with Pharrell, started working with Childish Gambino and Anderson Paak, like on another level. And I started doing some commercial work. I did Old Town Road. I did that music video. And I got a Grammy off of that. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. We got the VMA and the Grammy for Video of the Year.
Wow, so I'm up here with a Grammy award winning director.
VMA winning too?
Yeah, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that either.
I love that's how regular we is out here.
Yeah.
I really did not know that, man. Congratulations on that, bro.
Yeah, and even if you go back and look at that video, right? It's like, I remember when they sent me the song, right? I had just got married. I was on the honeymoon for like 2 months, and they sent me an email like, yo, can you write a treatment for this song? And I remember being like, all right, let me just figure this out, get back in the groove of working. And I played the song, and I literally responded back to the email, is this a joke? And that was Old Town Road, right? And I was like, fuck it, I'm about to write a treatment anyway, just to get back in the groove. And then, I thought to myself, like, what would it be like, an episode of Atlanta if like a cowboy came back to the hood, a cowboy from the past came back to the hood? Like, how would that, what would that look like? And I thought about it from an LA sense too, right? So that's why I got like Watts Homie Quan in the video. We got Vince Staples. The idea is that if a cowboy came back, he'd like, niggas in the hood would be taking pictures of him, trying to race their Impala versus their horse, just doing weird shit. When he get his big cowboy suit, he get it custom made at the Slauson. You know what I mean? Just like all those references are in that video, but it's literally the biggest song ever. You know what I'm saying? So like that, like I said, that's my formula. Is just taking my surroundings and finding a way to flip it and make it, mainstream.
That's fine.
How was it being around that young man? Because he didn't come out as being gay then, too, either.
No, he was good. He was cool, bro. I mean, he was super nervous. Like, it was his first time being on camera. And I remember, like, we were filming on, like, a Friday and then a Monday, right? And so on Friday, he was, like, hella nervous. Like, I remember him coming to me like, man, you think this is cool? Like, you think this is going to work? And I was like, yeah, bro, you straight. Like, this shit's cool. And then that Saturday, he performed for the first time. He performed Old Town Road in front of, like, who knows, 100,000 people, and they all knew it. And it was his first time performing it. And he came back to set on Monday with a joint in his mouth. What's up, Cal? What we doing, baby?
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. He was different then. Then once he came out, everything was Pink Cowboy.
Yeah.
And the whole little shit. He started transitioning crazy.
Yeah, I think he just felt like confident that people fuck with him.
Yeah.
And as long as people fuck with him, he was like able to like, and he was super smart, bro. Like he would tell me certain shit like, yo, we should make this scene like 5 seconds long because that's how long, TikTok is. And like, we can make this into a clip. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit'll go viral just by just this clip alone. And so we kind of use that formula to create like a big music video. But yeah, so all that stuff was happening for me. I was doing, the Old Town Road. I did like 2 Super Bowl commercials in 1 year. And this is like all happening at one time. And I remember they announced that the writers from Atlanta were writing the House Party script. And so I knew them from working with Childish Gambino and working with Overdose. And so I literally DM'd the writer like, yo, bro, I need first dibs on House Party. And to be honest, I was just like capping, just being like, you know how niggas be when they
trying to see if they gonna answer.
Yeah, you just and I know him, but like he didn't even respond. But like I know him, but like I wasn't expecting to really do it. And then by the time they finished the script and they needed a director, I was the first call. And so I was like, all this shit lined up. I got the Grammys, I got all these commercials on TV. Everything worked in my favor, and I was able to go in there, take the script, remix a few things, put AD's song in the script, like this the song that should be playing because this some LA shit, you know what I'm saying? And I resubmitted the script and they loved it and we started making it.
I mean, that's crazy, man. You doing Super Bowl commercials, you directing music videos, like I can't hang around that many white people, man.
Nigga, yes you can now.
I don't think they'll like me. I should be like, man, these niggas ain't gonna like me, man. I don't know, but I be like, you really doing a great job for, what I'm saying, for people to pick you first, for you to be the first option, to take your direction on shit. Like, that's really crazy, man. And, besides the director shit, the big shit, like, I used to love those key moments, you know what I'm saying? Now that I look back at them and I know that was you, like, I'm like, damn, that was good. You capturing Nipsey on these key moments. You feel me, on Sloss, and then you capturing Big Sean with Taz Arnold. You feel me, doing a lookbook.
Yeah, I was there for that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's funny. Like the whole Tisa thing. Like I used to follow Taz around, like doing all his like vlogging and like video shit back in the day. Him and Bailey and all them. So I know like the whole, Tyga and all that.
Ins and outs, yeah,
for sure, bro.
Tyga had did it first before Big Sean, but then like he had wore his clothes, but then Big Sean, like, he was like, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna do the lookbook, nigga. Shame on you.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
That shit, at the time, that was a big brand.
Deal, lucky.
Yeah.
I wanted a Tisa hat bad. I couldn't get one.
We was wearing
bro.
Tisa hats so much, like he used to come over to the house, and that's how we started Last Kings. I'm like, bro,
Yeah,
like,
I already
what
know.
does this mean? You feel me? Like, what do you represent?
And
he started breaking it down to me.
See, the thing about Taz too, Taz is just like, I love Taz so much because he's so like, mentally
Bruh,
on a whole
super
nother level.
intellectual, yeah.
But at the same time, this nigga went to Washington.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think like it's funny because I actually met Taz on a Kanye West video shoot. I was an extra in the Kanye video, and I had saw him with Kanye, and I kind of like knew about him a little bit, and that's when I first met him. But I had no clue like he was from the city like that. And he just kind of reminded me like, yeah, you don't have to be, you can be from wherever, you know what I'm saying, and still be on another level, you know what I'm saying? And he's just super inspirational forever for that. Like the whole Virgil, all that, Kanye, it's Taz.
It's Taz.
It's Taz. It's not even Kanye, it's Taz. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Man, driving them BMWs, you
Yep.
feel me? Old polo shit, cracking vintage shit. Shout out Taz Arnold, you
Yep.
feel me? Like, and I hit that nigga too, like, bro, can I interview you?
Yeah, y'all.
It's almost like he and Virgil. He answered. He's like, for sure, probably like the end of the year or something. I'll fuck with you. Like,
Yeah, but his story is so deep, bro, and it's like it's a real LA story. And I think like his story, like when we talk about LA, we talk about it the same way. My dad grew up on like Broadway and and 61st and Broadway. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where my dad's family is from. And so like I grew up in Inglewood, and so I remember like being with my dad, just like driving through the city and going from Inglewood to South Central and just like seeing the way the architecture of the buildings, the colors of the buildings. Like it's so funny. It's this house on Gage, and it's like on like Gage and like maybe like Western. And it's like a 3-story house, and it looked weird. It got all these crazy angles.
yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
About.
Like that's like me and my dad. We used to drive past that house all the time, and we used to call it the crazy house because that shit looked crazy.
It looked crazy.
It looked like a little kid drew a 3-story house, and that's how they built the house. But it's in the middle of the hood. And I remember being a kid and like just driving past it, and like that sparked my imagination. You know what I'm saying? So like if I ever get a chance to make like a kids movie or a Wes Anderson type of, Dr. Seuss type of movie, I'm referencing the crazy house. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like growing up in LA and just seeing the colors and the way the girls dress and like the gold necklace on the brown skin, like those are all my references that I try to sample in my work, like regardless of what it is. Like I'm trying to bring that out, throughout everything I do.
Yeah, I know you're trying to be the best too. Like, and I know just talking to you, I feel like you haven't reached your pinnacle yet. Like you feel like you got way more shit to do. Like what are some of the things that you know what I'm saying, you wish you could do like right now as a director?
Man, that's a good question. I mean, I don't know, bro. I mean, I'm into history. I'm into like the history of LA. I'm into like the future of LA as well. And there's so many stories. I would love to make a movie about the LA riots. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, what happened? I thought Cube was gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different scripts and there's a bunch of different people that have doing it, but like, it's whatever that movie is gonna be, it's gonna be very expensive. So that means that the right person has to, or not even the right person, but certain people are gonna have like, dibs on that because they can pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So, I got a couple ideas, but I just feel like, when you see the movies about the hood, they don't be tapped in like that. And I feel like I remember the riots so vividly. Like I remember what I was wearing. I remember smelling smoke in the city and like, listening to the radio, hearing TLC on the radio, and like those memories are what I want to capture, not from a historical standpoint, like with the cops and everything, but like, what did it feel like to be in it? You know what I'm saying? To be running around, to go to your auntie house for the weekend, and then you come back home and you got a whole new bed set a whole new dresser. You got 4 VCRs in the living room. Like that was my experience.
My OG told me that he had got a whole bunch of sugar. He just had a gang of
Niggas
sugar
was just
from the riot.
stealing shit.
They
Bro,
was
you know what's crazy?
whatever it was.
You know what's crazy? Speaking of like polo and shit, right? So like keep in mind I was like 92, right? You know, like the polo 92 shit, right? So my dad worked at Polo in Beverly Hills on the day of the riots. He worked like the graveyard shift, so he woke up in the middle of the day and didn't know what was going on. So he drove to work, wasn't no traffic. He gets to work. And he said the boss was there, and he thought my dad was coming to like get some to rob him, and so he just gave him a bunch of polo. So my dad got all the 92 polo shit.
Wait, why he worked there?
Yeah, but he got it for free because they thought it was like he was coming to
take it.
Yeah, just take it. You know
He still went back to work?
Nah, I don't know what happened. Nah, he probably
said it's over.
Nah, he
after
found
that.
out. Yeah, he found out.
Man, those memories of the riot was so crazy. I can remember that shit too. Like you said, the smell, what I was doing. Like I lived on 88th and Broadway.
Yeah.
So between like 88th and like 89th, it was like the Broadway
stores.
swap meet. Yeah, the furniture stores right across the street.
Yep.
I was seeing like Hispanic kids, nigga, they daddies holding like antique furniture on their back running.
Bro,
Like
just on some like nerdy LA history shit, right? If you look at all those streets, right? If you look at like Florence and like Manchester, even like Slauson, like by the swap meet, all these like weird little like small buildings, you don't know what's in there, and they all painted like a gray color, right? It's because after the riots, like those were like unclaimed businesses, and the city just came through and just like painted it just to make it look like it was some kind of presentable. But like those buildings are still, you know, kind of stuck in that time to this day.
And that was the thing too about the riots that fucked me up was, you know, they got the video, you could look it up, of them blocking Beverly Hills, the police, with the riot gear and stuff like that. And, you know, like when I was learning about it, like why it happened and everything, a lot of businesses were like our people, mom and pop shops that got burnt down.
Yep.
It wasn't, you know, everybody's mad and outraged, like we fucked our own shit up. And they blocked off the white areas and let us just tear this shit to pieces.
Bro,
man. That's just crazy.
It's so many buildings that I don't think we even realized got burned down. Like it's certain like I'll look at like pictures from the riots and you be like, oh shit, that 7-Eleven that burned down. I thought it was up the whole time. So it was just a time that I felt like I never seen LA be that united. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't nobody tripping. Everybody was out honking the horn, celebrating.
You want to burn this?
You know what I'm saying? And I think that energy is like how I look at LA and like what I try to recreate with all my projects, and hopefully I'll be able to make a movie that can kind of like tap into that like real LA spirit. You know what I'm saying?
We need it too, because the last I would say good LA movie that I've seen was Dope. Dope was like a hybrid. Yeah. And that's the first time I heard about Bitcoin on top of that too.
Bro, I tell people that all the time. They was talking about Bitcoin in that movie.
And not just not a movie, but a series. Snowfall is really good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Snowfall is amazing.
Yeah, I mean
Snowfall is really good.
I was able to shadow John Singleton when he was doing the pilot for Snowfall. And I remember, shout out to Paul Stewart. He's like a music supervisor. He hooked me up with John, and I got to like follow him throughout the whole first episode. And like that kind of opened my brain up too, to see him kind of do what I do now, which is like think about his past and how LA was back in the day and be able to recreate it. You know, like we would be in these like over there in the Avs or whatever, just filming, and he would be like, yo, in the 80s, they didn't have bars on their windows because niggas wasn't breaking into houses yet.
Yeah.
So like take those bars off. You know what I'm saying? Like little shit like that was like super inspirational. And like, you know, even White Man Can't Jump, we got the whole camera crew and production design department from Snowfall to shoot that movie. So
that's fire.
It's gonna look like, and I don't know if you remember, but we had black cameraman. We had, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah, bro. You know, my DP, Maddox Upshaw, he's like black dude living in Inglewood, one of the best DPs in the world. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, just making sure that we continue that story beyond just what's on camera, but even behind the scenes, we got, you know, people from where we from, like, you know, getting it done.
Cause those production crews are really important because the lighting from Snowfall was like I was watching it too, but I should be in it too. I know about all this shit too, but I'm like, the lighting in this shit is what's like capturing. It's always dark.
Yep.
It's moody. It's trying to, you know what I'm saying? You want to see what's going on. Even when it was sun, it was all, when you walk in the house, like in the 80s, it was always dark. Cause your mama used to be like, cut the fucking lights off. So it was like, you know, capturing those moments, it like, that shit is tight. So for you to have that crew, like, I know that shit gonna be dope as fuck, for real.
Man, it's yeah, man, it's just like as far as like what I want to do next film wise, like, I don't really know, bro. Like I'm just kind of floating, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? These might be my last 2 movies. They might not fuck with me after these 2, but you know, I'm gonna keep creating something.
Tell me how you feel about, and we talked about it behind the scenes, that the Warner merger with Discovery.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, when I heard that they were like buying HBO, that they canceled so many movies. Yeah. And I remember getting, they gave me the invoice for the check for the movie, for the song, and then they were like, we don't know if the movie's gonna be here now. And I was like, shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But how did you feel knowing, like, I put all this time into this movie, whereas something like the Batgirl movie that came out, the movie cost so much. Yeah. I mean, it didn't come out. They spent so much on that movie just to drop it. How did you feel that the movie almost didn't come out? You put all that time into it.
Yeah, it was looking rough, bro. And it's crazy because, like, think about it. I signed on to do this movie in 2019, right? So we started, you know, prepping for it right before COVID, and then COVID happened. So then we had to wait a whole nother year to start filming. And it was still COVID, you know what I'm saying? And then we did the movie. We had to replace actors. It was a lot of crazy shit. We ended up filming for 50 days, 20 nights, like just like torture. I told somebody, like, I felt like filming my first movie was like being on Scare Straight movie edition. It was like somebody woke me up like, you want to make a movie, nigga? All right, well, you gotta get it. Like, I'm gonna give you a beloved title that everybody love. Everybody gonna judge it. We gonna shoot it during COVID. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you all the obstacles. And if you make it through this, then, you know, you Scared Straight, you know what I'm saying? And so we went through all of that, and, you know, the movie came, we edited the movie, and then all of a sudden, Warner, you know, combined with Discovery, and they start chopping shit. Movies got the axe, like, they start taking shit off HBO Max, and we was like, shit, well, we probably gonna be up next. But when the new owner came in, he wanted to watch the movie with an audience, and so we tested it in front of an audience at Magic Johnson on Crenshaw, or whatever it is now. Yeah. And it scored better than it did when we tested it the first time.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? So he was like, oh, this movie gotta come out. We can't not put this movie out. So yeah, that's what happened, and, you know.
Thank you, New Warner, nigga.
Yeah, so.
What about, like, the politics, like, in the movie industry? Have you ever experienced any of that, you know, being a young black man?
I mean, to be honest, not really. I mean, there's definitely just, like, you know, people smile in your face and tell you one thing, and then it'd be some whole other shit. But I think, like, for me, to be honest, like, on a personal level, like, sometimes when I'm on set, like, when I'm doing commercials and when I'm doing stuff, like, with a new crew or something, I'll be walking to the set, and they'll be like, oh, can you throw this in the trash for me? Like, and I'm like, and they're like, oh, well,
bitch, I'm Grammy.
Or they say like, what do you like? What position? What do you do? And I'm just like, I'm the director. And then,
now you go give me a soda.
Yeah, and they whole demeanor change, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, my bad, I fucked, you know what I'm saying? And, like, it's cool. Like, I get it. Like, I know I don't look like a director, like, you know, a white dude with a Dodger hat and, you know, glasses and shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of the only thing I really go through. But that's only, like, here and there. But, you know, I try to make sure that I work with people that, you know, even working with LeBron's company in Spring Hill, you know, they're all about diversity and making sure that, you know, they empower people like me to, like, do the things the way I want to do them, you know what I'm saying? And so I don't really have too much pushback from the higher ups. And even when I do have pushback, you know, like, for example, we wanted to put Back That Ass up in House Party, but, like, the studio didn't agree, and I had to like
that would have been, come on.
I'm like,
man.
yo, when the party is going on and you need the party to get back cracking, that's what you play, Back That Ass Up. Everybody run to the dance floor. And so I had to, like, figure out, like, from a professional standpoint, how to, like, have an argument and how to, like, present my case and how to do, like, T-Rell and say, like, you know, based on the talents and, you know, all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I've learned how to, like, you know, kind of fight for what I want in like a professional way without getting ignorant or whatever.
Let me ask you, speaking about LeBron, I seen that commercial you did.
Yeah.
Which, do you know what I'm talking about, T-Rell?
The one with his son?
No, so he
I was
did.
about to say, damn, you did that?
He did a commercial with LeBron talking to his younger self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not his son, but his younger self.
Yeah, his younger self.
You did that?
Yeah, bro.
I'm finna walk off this.
And was
set.
that NBA
That is
Finals or Super Bowl? Which one
That was
was it?
Super Bowl.
That was Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
to see him do a LeBron commercial during the Super Bowl and the way the cinematography looks on that motherfucker, I'm like, man, this guy's the GOAT, man. Gotta give you your
I
flowers
walked
on
onto that
Thank you, bro.
set. I walked onto that set. I think I did somebody podcast there. Court, I think Big Court or whatever. I walked onto. He was like, "This LeBron set." I was like, "This the." He was sitting with his younger self right here. This the set right here. This shit was about this big.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
damn, but that was a really, really good commercial.
Amazing commercial.
Yeah,
Amazing.
but it's funny, right? Like going back to just like me just referencing life, right? Like it was like LeBron in 2003 talking to his younger self. So we had to recreate LeBron's bedroom. We all know what bedrooms looked like in 2003, right? Posters on the wall, slam magazines, a brush with some Murray's grease, you know what I'm saying? Like the little 8 CD changer, the CD book, you know, all that kind of stuff we just brought to the space and we just, you know, made it feel authentic and you know, people love it, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely a when they came up with the idea they wanted LeBron to talk to his younger self, we didn't know how he was going to do it. We was going to actually use his son, a whole bunch of shit, but you know, we worked with this company called The Mill. And they're like the top, you know, VFX company in the world. Like they do all the like deep fake shit, like all the shit that like Kendrick when he changed his face, all that kind of stuff. And we use that technology to kind of create like a younger version of himself. So yeah, bro, that shit was fun too, man.
That's dope. What do you tell the younger generation here that's, you know, that's trying to do exactly what you're trying to do out here? Like, how do you help them?
Man, there's a couple different like theories and philosophies that I've, you know, came up with over the years. But, you know, I think when it comes to like music videos, like one philosophy I have is like what I did with Overdose, right? It's like a lot of times people are like, man, how do I work with like dope artists? How do I do a video with Anderson Paak or Kendrick or whatever? And it's like, don't worry about that. You know how many rappers it is out here, bro? Just go find an artist that you really fuck with and just lock in with them. And you do their videos, they give you content to do videos and y'all work y'all way up to the top. And if it don't work, at least y'all both got something out of it. He got some videos and you got some videos to show for your reel. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's like, it ain't got to be hip hop. It could be a rock band. It could be a singer.
Anything.
It could be anything. Just like find somebody that you fuck with so that you're not just like stressing over working with a whack nigga. You know what I'm saying? And you know, my other philosophy on, you know, just quote unquote getting to where I'm at is like what I said earlier is like realize that, bro, you're already doing it. Like I'm not doing anything different than I was doing back in the day, bro. So if you want to make movies or you want to make clothes or you want to do whatever, just start, bro, and just do it. And it's going to eventually get to what you think you want, you know, like over the course of the years or over the things that you go through, you might take a couple losses, but it'll all end up, you know, getting somewhere if you start.
Because essentially, too, building relationships is very, very important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I felt like, you know, doing that LeBron James commercial, now you got my boy in the movie, you know what I'm saying, shooting at his house.
Yep.
It's like those relationships, just small little things, you feel me? And being a cool person, good energy. You gotta have those things, you feel me? You can't come in the room all, you know, fucked up, talking shit, and just seeming like you the nigga, you know what I mean? Like, people take heed to that type of shit, too, you know what I'm saying? You gotta really have good energy, you know, doing stuff. And I be trying to tell a lot of motherfuckers, you know, doing what we do here, like, you just, like, people seem like, oh, okay, I could do what they do. You feel me? But like, you still gotta be a cool person, man, and a kind person, and you kind of gotta change. You know, I don't want people like Calmatic coming and saying I'm a grimy nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Even show did you like that.
like you don't want to have those kind of like things. Or like I gotta change. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's what y'all doing though. Like I think you see more and more people want to be on Twitch, want to do podcasts, and it's just like like that shit is not. That shit don't get you nowhere, bro. Like it's all about just being cool and just having a good time and progressing.
And don't let your your past or where you come from determine who you are today.
Yeah, but also use your past as ammo. Like I'm like kind of going back to that thing about like you're already doing the thing that you think you want to do. I'm sure when you get on a podcast and you talk shit with AD, like you've been doing this shit. You've been yelling that smack. You've been arguing.
It's regular.
You ain't doing nothing different. You know what I'm saying? You just doing it on a different level. And I think
projecting it to the world.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? I think like we just gotta, but even just being where we from, like we gotta use that to our advantage and not be ashamed of it and lean into it and, cause it's not all bad. It's beautiful, bro. Like it's like Fig is beautiful if you look at it a certain way. If you squint your eyes,
back on Fig to be exact.
But if you squint your eyes like to the right way
from the middle of the palm tree up,
you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying,
squint your eyes, you're gonna see some ass.
You can find the beauty in it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure it's some shit over there. It's a house on one of these streets that's like a weird color. That's like, man, that's a beautiful color. Like I'm paint my house that whatever. Like I think like it's about perspective and how you because sometimes like I feel like sometimes when I was living over there, like I had to focus on that to like stay to keep my mind from focusing on the other shit. So I had to find the beauty in the tragedy, so to speak.
Your body was there, your mind was somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I think like that's my advice is for everybody just to like look around them and like find a beauty and then show the world the beauty that you found.
Okay, so how much did you pay LeBron to be in that movie?
Bro, that's LeBron's movie. He produced it.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, I remember. Yeah.
So it's free 99 for my boy LeBron.
Isn't all the remakes from his company, correct?
No, not all the remakes.
Okay.
So Spring Hill, LeBron and Mav, they had a deal with Warner Brothers. That's when they did Space Jam, and they also did, I think they did another show, but then they did House Party. And yeah, he's just a producer. Like he basically is like the highest up, and everything got to go through him to get approval, casting, locations, all that kind of stuff. And he's super cool, bro. And he loves film just as much as we do. And he just wants the creator to just do what he does. And I think that's, like the perfect situation to work under.
Yeah, he's a Los Angeles Laker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, bro.
Got a Los Angeles native, the director video. You got Los Angeles natives in the movie.
Yeah,
like
bro.
You can't get like no better than that. Like that's super dope. Like I didn't even know his production company was doing like things like that. I knew that he did that commercial too, right?
His marketing team helped like write the commercial. Mm-hmm. But even just on some LA shit, right? The person who wrote the commercial works for Spring Hill. His name is Gerardo Quick. He went to St. Bernard's. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just a regular nigga who loved comic books and loved writing, and he's writing commercials and all kinds of like campaigns and for different companies. And it's just like what I'm saying. It's not like you ain't gotta go to the crazy college and be on some nerd shit. Like it's just
be yourself.
Just be yourself, bro. And you can do fun things that don't have to do with the negative side of the hood.
Because you never went to college, huh?
I went to college, but I dropped out. I went to CSUN for like.
See, he skipped that too.
Hey, CSUN was booming though.
Oh, bro, what?
That's what the girls was back then.
So you went to college for the girls.
Bro, I used to go to CSUN. I
don't say the wrong thing. You married.
No. I didn't even got to do
Bro,
that.
I used to go up there. I didn't even go there, and I was stay
That's
3-4 days on campus.
I used to just go up there and then like not go to class and then go back home. Like, that's how it was, you know what I'm saying? My boy got a degree. He graduated. I was at the graduation, you know what I'm saying? But, like, and I knew everybody in the graduation. Yeah, he graduated, though. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, but, yeah, I mean, but even at CSUN, like, I met a lot of people. I met a lot of creative people that I still work with today. I met my best friend, who is the reason why I'm here today as well. So it's like, college ain't, I think college is bullshit, but the social aspect of it is definitely, valuable.
Why would you think college is bullshit?
Because it's like it's like when it comes to a degree, it's like, I mean, it depends on what you're doing, right? If you're a doctor, obviously you gotta go to school or whatever. If you're a lawyer, but if you want to be a graphic designer, it's so many tutorials on YouTube. You can figure out everything. Like that's how I learned how to do videos. I just went on YouTube and like search how to do this, how to do that. And I mean, I wish I would have went to film school just so I can be able to, you know, articulate myself a little bit more to some of the people I work with on that film shit. But they know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Like if I say, you know, we need to do this, they know. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like
I deal with that so much. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how to articulate myself like the way. Well, maybe it's just me. Like, this is the way I want to talk. I want to talk like Stephen A.
I know, man.
I'm like, I wish I could argue with a nigga like that.
See, but this is the thing.
I wish.
This is the reminder, bro. It's like, nigga, you're speaking English, right? It ain't like you speaking a whole different language. So it's up to them to like understand you. You know what I'm saying? Like Stephen A. Smith ain't saying I want to talk like Stephen A. Smith. He's just talking like himself. You know what I'm saying? And I think if you continue to do what you're doing, people gonna understand your language, bro. I understand what you're talking about. You
It's
know what I'm
almost
saying?
kind of like if you don't use like certain words, it's kind of like I feel like niggas judging like this nigga ain't educated. This
bruh.
stupid as a bitch.
It's all about the knowledge though.
Yeah, I go through that a lot of times on set where like for example, like when the camera is panning, right? That means it's like think about a pan, right? So that means when you're going from left to right. And when you boom, that means you go up and down. So I'll be like, yo, pan up. And they'd be like, you can't pan, but like they know what the fuck I mean. Like pan up, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pan down. Boom to the left.
It's boom, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not like, and sometimes you get a little asshole, a little nerdy. Like, you can't.
You don't
pan,
know what the fuck you're doing.
But then those are people that don't be around that long because they don't have the people skills to like, you know, communicate properly. So don't trip, bro. Like, trust me. Every time I'm on set, I'm like, damn. I hope they don't realize I'm just a nigga. I ain't go to school. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like my work, I get the result is there. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter what the process is, as long as the result comes out is like, you know, nice and professional and quality, then that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying?
What's your worst experience you had, you know what I'm saying, with an artist you work with?
Worst experience? Trying to get messy, huh? That's
It's kind of his thing.
I mean,
You worked with everybody.
Nah, to be honest, bro, like I'm not. I take value in working with artists that I really like, bro. Like it's hardly like, I mean it's like it hardly ever a moment where I'm working with somebody who I just don't fuck with and but like they dope, so I gotta deal with it. Like I don't really do that. You know, I've been blessed to work with like great, talented, professional artists. Like when I work with Anderson Paak, like I feel lucky because like he's like a perfect artist. Like I could just tell him to just go do some shit and he gonna give you 50 different options for one moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, tell me about your time with him, because it seemed like you really, really cherished your time with him, and I feel like you really, really connected with him, like on a certain, you know, on a different level than everybody else you worked with. Like,
obviously, I think I connected more with Overdose. Obviously, that's like the origin story. But yeah, he was definitely like next in line, and I think it was the same thing. He wanted to work with me when he got like his big budget when he got signed to Dre, because of the stuff I did with Overdose. You know, he was always a fan and was like, yo, when I get that budget, I'm gonna tap in with Chuck. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the thing about Anderson is like, he'll do whatever. He's in the same road as Overdose. He trusts me. You know, we come up with all kinds of crazy ideas, but his performance skills are just like next level. Like, I honestly feel that he might be the most talented artist of our generation. This nigga can dance.
He's up there.
He can sing. He can rap. He can play the drums. You know what I'm saying? He wrote all that Silk Sonic shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's amazing, bro. And like, you know, it was like a dream come true directing him because he's just fun and can execute every single time with no questions asked.
that Silk Sonic shit is like next level.
It's classic, bro.
It's next
like
level.
the best.
Did you do the skate
it's
video?
next level.
Nah, I didn't.
I'm gonna say that shit was fire.
Nah, I didn't tap in. He's actually directing now. Anderson. He directs his own videos now. So
I've been seeing a lot of artists directing and, you know, and taking that path. Do you feel like they like, you know what, this director really don't know what the fuck going on? Because really all you need is your production company. You feel me? Like, and niggas
smart.
niggas know what's going on. I need my DP over here. I need you. You feel me? Like, here's the editor. The editor that I like, look over it real quick, and then boom, you could become a director.
Hand left, boom up. We know now.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
right. And I think like I totally get what you're saying, but I think like for me, like, it is kind of annoying that, like, some artists, I'm definitely not gonna say no names.
I was saying names. The first artist I seen do that shit was
CB?
Tyga, and then I seen right after that was CB because then he started using Riveting. You know,
Well, that's different. I'm not saying about the directing thing, but I think, you know, there are some artists who are like super particular about everything, and they want to sit with you while you editing, and like they don't like the way they face look on that one shot. And it's like all the videos that I've done, Old Town Road, all the Overdose videos, all the Anderson Paak videos, even the Kendrick videos, usually the first edit that I send to them, that's the one that everybody sees, because they trust me as a filmmaker to like that's the best look for them. You know what I'm saying? But when they want to get in the edit with you and like pick different shots and like I'm sweating too much on that one, I don't like the way my like, you know what I'm saying? They kind of fuck it up, and then you kind of don't want to. You don't really. It's not really yours anymore. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of a turnoff. But I understand it, but it's just a turnoff from the filmmaker's perspective.
so you know, an artist has done you like that.
Yeah,
So
for
yeah,
sure.
that's
not
a bad experience, motherfucker. I mean, he don't want to tell us, huh?
Nah, hell
Who
no.
did you like that?
Nah, bro.
What's the first letter of his name?
It's a wobbler.
It's a wobbler. It's a wobbler.
Oh my God, sitting there, that has to be fucking irritating. But
Bro, especially when they don't know what they talk about. So it's just be like, yo, like same shit. Like, can you pan left? It's like, yo, this is the shot, nigga. Like, we can't move the shot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, me and my homie talk about like when they want graphics, like can you make it bigger? It's like, nigga, we can make it bigger. You know what I'm saying? It's but that's not the reason why you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? It's just they just got their own idea of what shit is, and it's more than likely wrong. You know what I'm saying?
for sure, that should be wrong as a motherfucker. Cause I just sat there too with a bunch of artists too, with a couple artists that.
Yeah.
But they start getting it though. They start hiring them production companies trying to put y'all out of business, man.
No, it's all good, man. I think I mean, to be honest, I just did the Kendrick video, but
You're a movie nigga now.
yeah, I haven't done a music video in a while, and I know it's changed a lot. And you know, there's still some dope videos, but now it's such an easily accessible like medium to make a music video that it's just like, why not? Like, why wouldn't you direct your own video if you could? You know what I'm saying? Like,
On your path, did you meet your wife on your path, or was that in you know while you were younger?
no, I met my wife on my path, man. Like, I got a funny story about how I met my wife. It's so crazy I'm saying it on here though, but so I met my wife on Tinder, right?
Oh shit!
This some
You was
LA,
a nasty
this
nigga
some,
right
it's,
there.
it's some LA shit. So
You
look,
nasty.
So I met her on Tinder, but where I was living at the time, I was living on like 78th and in Western, right? That's where I was living at the time. And so when I be on Tinder, I would get nothing but like white girls from USC. You know what I'm saying? Just like, cause it's kind of South Central adjacent. So I'm like, fuck, man, like I can't find nobody. I'm tired of seeing these weird white girls or whatever. So then whenever I would go home, I would put the mile radius to 0. So that means it would only find people in my neighborhood. And so my girl ended up living off of like Manchester, like right by St. Andrews Park over there.
So her ass was on Tinder too.
So
huh?
she was on
Never
Tinder.
knew she was out right there down the street.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, she's not even from LA. Her parents or her grandparents lived there, so she was living with her grandparents. And you know, we've been married for almost 5 years, bro.
And
Congratulations.
what is her name?
Her name is Heather.
He got him a Heather.
He got him one.
Hey, you know what's funny
got
about
him
that?
one.
Like my girl always say like she don't know no other black girls named Heather.
Shit.
And I'll be like, and it's funny she does say except for Heather Sanders.
But it's so crazy because I met my girl online too, on Twitter.
Yeah, man.
And she, you know what I'm saying? And she from Dallas or whatever the case may be. Her name Heather, man. Hold
Yeah,
on,
bro, I
dog. See,
See,
what I'm saying?
that's that new
That's how
school
God
shit.
put it together,
Yeah.
man.
Online love.
Yeah, bro.
Except he was on Tinder, I don't know.
Yeah, he was trying to get some ass.
No, this is like early Tinder too. This is like early Tinder.
Yeah, I know it's early.
He was trying to get some yams.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real.
No, man, she was cool.
You
You
lucked
lucked me
up,
right
you
here
lucked
by my
up.
house, man. What's the deal?
You lucked up.
Man, what time is it? Hold on. No, we got it.
My boy got a dinner at Disneyland. We don't want to hold my boy up no longer.
We got time, man.
No, we don't, nigga.
No, it's over.
Are we good?
It's a wrap. Hey, Kelvin, can you boom up and pan left, please?
Yeah, man, get your shit going, man. But other than shit, well, I've never had anybody on here that had a fucking movie come out. I just usually be telling niggas, shout out to YouTube.
Yeah, man.
This
House
got a house party coming out.
Yeah, man. House party in theaters everywhere. January 13th. Go support your boy AD.
Come on, man.
He got a dope scene. He got one of the funniest scenes in the movie. The crowd goes crazy when they see him on the screen. It's funny, bro.
Wow.
He got a song in there. He got a banger at one of the most like epic parts of the movie.
Wait, T-Rell and DoKnow.
T-Rell and DoKnow and White Man Can't Jump coming out next summer. T-Rell is the protagonist. He's like the reason why shit hits the fan.
Hold on, this summer or next summer?
He said next summer.
This summer, bro. It's coming out.
This summer,
Oh, you said
2023.
next summer.
Yeah.
2023.
2023.
I'm a fucking movie star.
Transformers next.
I'm going Transformers.
Transformers next.
Yeah,
You got to be directing
who?
it.
Tyrese who?
Yeah,
bro.
Tyrese.
DoKnow, everybody doing their thing, man.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Have you before we leave, have you had any actor that you reached out to say, you know what? Nah, I ain't fucking with you and deny you?
What you mean, actor? Like
Actors, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like try to get cast
that you
people?
try to cast and they said, you know what? Nah, I don't want to fuck with
You
it.
hit up Tom Cruise.
Nah, I mean, but it's funny. It's kind of the opposite. I think sometimes when you start the process of making a movie, the studio be suggesting people, and I'd be like, yo, they are not about to be in this movie. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they be putting like A$AP Rocky on every list. Like he out here acting like, could we get A$AP Rocky and Damson Idris to be in White Man House Party? You know what I'm saying?
He
It's
wasn't
like,
dope though.
I mean, yeah, he wasn't dope, but I'm just
wasn't
saying,
dope.
like, it's just like they don't really be knowing what's
Yeah.
really cracking. They just be putting anybody on the list. So I have to tell them, like, nah, like, not that person. Like, one, they probably ain't gonna do it. They too big for this shit. Or two, like, they ain't really like the archetype we need for this film. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they really ain't tapped into this.
To this, yeah, they just,
Specifically.
especially when it comes to black actors, it's really interesting. If you think about it, like, I kind of got this joke that, like, every time I do a movie, they always send me like everybody that was in New Edition on BET. It's like those are the only like young black actors in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
My guy Al B though, and Woody.
No,
they
no,
don't.
No, they great. But I'm
dope,
saying,
they
but it's
dope.
just funny that it's just them.
Yeah, it's
you know
just
what I'm
them.
saying? It's like, and it's like, yo, it's way more like they're not even used to like finding young black actors. They think these are the only ones that exist. You know what I'm saying? And you know, obviously those dudes are great, and like I'm probably gonna cast them in something one day. But you know, there's a lot of other actors. You know, in this movie we got Jacob Lattimore, who's like on The Shy, and he's a singer too. Super dope. One of the most like pure actors I've ever worked with. The other main character is Tosin Cole. He's a dude from the UK, but he came to LA, and he just, you know, what's crazy about this is he's a UK actor playing like a dude from LA, from South Central.
These UK niggas be
You know
killing
what?
them
You know
roles.
what? Samuel L. Jackson had that. They really had a problem with UK actors coming over here to America acting. He was saying they were stealing the jobs from the American actors because they were taking a lower wage. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know how true that is, but like I totally understand the argument. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when I'm looking at the auditions and I see a nigga acting,
looking
and
at
I'm
the
like,
talent.
I'm not like, oh, he's dope. Where is he from? I'm like, yo, he's dope. He sound like he's from LA. And it's funny, when he came to LA, I was like, man, I gotta make sure he know the lingo. Even on sometimes on set, we had him hang out with Watomi Kwan just to like kind of like get the LA vibe. He spent the day with Problem. Problem was the speech coach for the movie. So he was like teaching him how to say certain things and like, you know what I'm saying, how that LA lingo.
So you got a problem doing the speech coach. Dub C doing Damon Idris.
Yeah, yep.
This is crazy.
Yeah,
I
bro.
love it.
Yeah, and because it's like, you got to think about it. Like you always say, I always repeat this, bro. Like we live in Los Angeles, California, bro. Like this is one of the most like popular, most referenced places in the world. And if you know, if you could like, you know, have some kind of success in this city, like you can do anything, bro. So there's no reason why Problem shouldn't be a speech coach, or Dub C shouldn't be a speech coach for anybody that's doing a movie based in LA. Who else is gonna be, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't nobody else qualified. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, always trying to make sure we keep things, you know, authentic that way.
Well, sir.
But about Tosin is an amazing actor, bro, and he kills it. Like he talking about the slots and swap me, all kinds of LA shit, like in a very authentic tone. I don't know, like, oh, you could tell somebody taught him how to say it type shit, but he's like super authentic, and he never broke his accent the whole time we was filming.
Like, damn, you really got to go through casting. Like, do they really have that list? And then, you know, so they got the list of actors, and then, you know, the people that really trying to get on, like, it's really hard as fuck. Like,
super hard, bro. I mean, like, and it's so funny too. The whole thing about the remakes is like, you know, everybody talks shit about remakes, but if you look at them auditions, everybody's auditioning. Actors that got awards, like you name it, been on Snowfall, all these top shows are auditioning. You know what I'm saying? So something must be, you know, I mean, I don't know if they just need a job or whatever, but at the end of the day, like they're trying to be a part of these projects. So it's not that bad. You know what I'm saying?
because it could be a classic forever.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Exactly. And so it is tough to like make it through, and like, you know, Tosin and we got DC Young Fly in the movie, and that nigga is like the most talented actor. Like the same way Anderson Paak is the most talented artist, DC Young Fly is the most underrated actor, performer, entertainer. Bro, it's crazy, bro.
When we was filming that scene, I was laughing so fucking hard, bro.
Yeah, and that's just one. You didn't even see the scene that connected to that scene, but he's like the quote unquote Martin Lawrence of this movie. Like he's like the DJ that be, you know, doing crazy shit, and he kills it, bro. Professional, never forget his lines, always bringing and giving you different options. Like he had this thing where he wanted me to give him a number 1 through 10. How crazy do you want me to go? And I'll just be like, give me a 5. And he'll come in there and just be normal and just talk like this. And then I'll say, give me 10. And then he'll do that DC Young Fly shit. And it was funny every time. You know what I'm saying? So I love working with them. And they really made this movie, like, you know, way bigger and crazier than I could ever imagine.
As far as the remakes, though, when are we going to have something original from you that you feel like is going to be that L.A. landmark movie?
After White Man Can't Jump, I ain't doing no more remakes, bro. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? And like, I didn't even plan it that way. It just so happened that these are the two projects that kind of fell into my lap. So I got my experience, I got my feet wet, but like, I'm all original after this, you know, Lord willing. Like, I think like, I mean, and to be honest, like, I know I talk about LA a lot, but like, I'm not I don't want to put myself in a box and be like, oh, I'm the LA director. You know, I love John Singleton, you know what I'm saying? I love F. Gary Gray, but they also made movies that were set in other places and like, you know, but still bringing that LA spirit to those other worlds, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I don't know what my next project is going to be, but it's going to be something unique. You know, I got all kinds of stories that my mom told me. You know, my dad went to Fremont, my mom went to Crenshaw. She lived in the J's during the crack epidemic, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all kinds of stories that they told me that I want to find a way to kind of, once again, resample and recreate and kind of flip it to the world.
Yeah, because we got our Menace to Society, we got our Boys in the Hood, we have our Friday. You know, it's like, what's next? Because this generation needs something.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, because I feel like the whole LA thing, I feel like we have pride for LA, right? You got the LA hat on now, you know what I'm saying? You got the LA hat on. It's like, we love LA. I don't know how much this younger generation is like attached to the idea of like being from LA. You know, I remember like when maybe around like 2000 and like maybe like 11, where like all these LA rappers start sprouting up, and I remember when they started claiming South Central. Like, that wasn't a thing for people to be like, I'm from South Central. But then I feel like, you know, our generation kind of took pride in like where we were from. And these younger kids, I don't think they give a fuck, bro. And not that they should, but I just don't think they care. So I don't know if like a LA movie is something that they're gonna want. I think they just want a movie.
Yeah,
you know
just a movie.
Just a movie general, that taps into the culture. Taps into you know culture. What I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
Because you're right. They don't got nothing to like update. The, you know, like same way House Party needs to be updated every 10 years, we do need
they don't have nothing.
A cultural, you know.
They gotta update Raya. they gotta update Disney movies. Like
Tinder, don't forget Tinder.
But I think the animation movies is bigger than anything. Like, you gotta update all that. They gotta update Moana. Like, it's gonna be Moana too before they watch anything else. Yeah, man. So I mean, I do want to create something original, but like I said, it may not. I'm not trying to make the next Boys in the Hood or like the hood shit, or like how the niggas do hood shit these days. Like, I'm not trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't mind making a movie about like some scammers or something. You know what I'm saying? But like, I would find a way to like flip it and not make it just about like the hood aspect, and find a way to make it different. I don't know. Yeah, for real. Well, yeah, we need that, but we still need a classic. You know what I'm saying? Something original. Yeah, something original we can look at instead of them damn movies. But yeah, man, it was nice talking to you. Nice having you here, man.
Yeah,
we
man.
definitely got to do it again, man. Come on our live show, man. Come fuck with me, AD and DoKnow.
No, I'm gonna come
I
back.
just thought of a dope name for you for a movie. Figurementary.
Woo!
The figurementary.
Man, shut your ass up.
But look, no, think about this.
You liked it
Imagine,
when I said it.
imagine if they made a documentary about Fig and why is Fig?
Figurementary.
Like, why is Fig? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, why is that?
Yeah.
Why is
Oh.
it there? Like, why is that the spot?
for the spot for the shit.
Yeah, like why?
Why? We gonna have to ask somebody mama. But yeah, shout out my boy Calmatic, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate you again for coming, man. Make
Appreciate
sure
y'all,
y'all go watch that house party. It's out Friday.
Next Friday, January 13th.
Whenever you see
January
this, January
13th.
13th.
Like go run it up in the first weekend. Like there is a world where it ain't too many movies out. If everybody go and watch it, like we could be the #1 movie in the country, bruh.
Yes, sir.
So, you know,
Let's
y'all
make
ain't gonna
this
do
number
it,
one.
Do it for us, man. We in there. Take your phone out.
Do it for AD.
yeah, do it for
and
AD.
tag me and tag Calmatic, man.
Let's do
sir.
it for AD, man. Yes, sir. On the 13th, man. It's going to house party. Let's do it, man. But like I said, thank you for my boy coming again, man. Real inspiration, man. Real legend out here. Young man out here still, too. You feel me? But yeah, we gone, man. We going to holler at y'all.
Yes, sir.
Easy money.
Peace.